on Zoom. All right, good morning. Today, I'm really excited to share today. I feel like I'm excited every Wednesday, but more excited today probably than often. Oh my gosh, I'm having a mental blah this morning, okay? Real background story. My child stayed home sick yesterday. He was only sick for about 2 hours. So my productivity level was at like a 30% because every 5 seconds, bless his heart, he drew me all these pictures, but I had to spell everything for him. So every 2 seconds it was, Mom, how do you spell name? Mom, how do you spell this? I'm like, oh my goodness, I cannot get anything done. So I was just telling Hawk something. And instead of telling him, don't mention, I said, don't Mexican. And I was like, this is going to be a really fun training this morning. So in case that happens, my apologies. My brain is it's gearing up today. It's like, what happened yesterday? And so I am excited to talk about this today because sometimes when I share stuff on here too, it's directed at myself as well, because I think all of us are, especially in network marketing and entrepreneurship, we are constantly students. We're constantly learning. We're constantly growing. I know that for me, that's why I love being able to present you guys with stuff here every Wednesday, because it makes me continue to learn and educate myself and grow. So it's always something that I love doing, because I don't know about you guys, but if I'm not learning and growing, I feel like a stagnant swamp and I'm just creating bacteria and I'm like meshing my mind. So learning and growing is super important to me. Walking my dog at 36 degrees. Kathleen, you are committed. Good morning. I'm like told my dog the other day, I'm like, we're done. I can't even actually say that word around him. But yeah, unless it's a little bit warmer, I need to probably get him a sweater or something. We just shaved him, so I'm scared he'll be shivering. But anywho, we're going to talk commitment over confidence today. And I want to start this with a little excerpt that I found, because the number one thing that I have conversations about with people, and it's been this way since I've been training about social media for almost 4 years. I remember at our mastermind, I did like one-on-one sessions with everybody. And the thing that I heard the most is people struggled with confidence. And that's where they had a hard time showing up, was because they were not confident enough. And they wanted more confidence before they went live, or more confidence before they show their face in stories. More confidence before they get vulnerable and really share their story. And I hate to break it to people, but I can't give you confidence. If I could, I would. I would give it to all of you. I would abundantly give it out. And, I hear a lot in our industry too, like borrow somebody else's confidence. And as I think about that, I know that's still kind of hard for people to borrow someone else's confidence. And so what I want to do is just kind of create and give you things that will help you create your own confidence. And when I think about it, it's something that obviously I can't give, but I can start to help you build. And the only way you're going to start gaining confidence is by starting to do something. It reminds me a lot of working out, which is one of my favorite things to do. But you think about you only grow a muscle by using it consistently, right? So if you're not working your upper body, you're not going to strengthen your upper body muscles. So if you don't do it, it won't grow, right? And I want to remind everyone too, even though I go live, I make TikToks, I go live on TikTok, I do all of this stuff, I still struggle with confidence. I'm pretty sure almost anybody that does the same stuff can agree with you. I still sweat like a beast every time I come on here. I even have my kids' sleeping bag on my lap right now, but I'm still sweating because it's just natural. We're humans. And every single time though, it's like a muscle I'm building. I'm going to keep doing it anyway, because that's going to help me grow and help my confidence grow. And so this little excerpt I found, because I know that a lot of people want to know, when is it I'm going to show up when I'm confident. And I thought of this morning because lots of people are saying, I'm going to wait for the right time. Like when I feel super confident, that's when I'm going to do the stuff. That's when I'm going to show up. That's when I'm going to be fully committed. And so I found this and I want to share it with you. Truth is, whether we want to admit it or not, there never is a right time. In essence, it comes down to how much we really want something, what sacrifices we're willing to make during the process of getting it. The right time is the time you decide to make it right. So hopefully that resonates with some or all of you here today, because I titled this whole episode Commitment Over Confidence, because the confidence might not always be there 100%, but it's how committed you are in the process of getting to where you want to go, especially when it comes to social media. Because I know more than anybody, sometimes we get discouraged with maybe lives, maybe you get discouraged with lack of engagement, maybe you're just getting discouraged with your lack of being committed. But the only way that you can change that is by showing up consistently and staying committed to whatever your goal is. And I'm going to give you some resources to use here today. Actually going to give you like a PDF that I'll go over that might help you just stay more committed in that. But just remember that confidence is not always going to be there. You have to focus on your goal of what you want and what you want to become. And maybe it is, I just want to show up more. I want to go live more. I want to have more engagement. All of that is going to be like building a muscle. You've got to just keep doing it in order to grow it. So what is something, and you don't have to comment this in the comments, but I just think about it. What is something that you know builds your confidence in your business? Is it getting new customers? Is it getting new people that are joining your business? Is it hitting a rank or a goal? Is it, anything that really helps build your confidence in your business? I know for me, I get super excited when someone joins me in business and decides that they want to take a leap and start a business. That makes me so excited. It helps build my confidence because I'm like, oh, yay, they chose me, right? Out of all the things, they chose me. So that always helps me build my confidence. And then I always think to myself, how did that happen? How did that? And this is another reason when I am doing, talking to people about, customers or people who are joining the business, I like to ask, like, how did they find me? Because maybe they found me on TikTok, or maybe they've been watching my lives, because then you can say, okay, this person joined my business because they've been watching my lives for 6 months. This person joined my business because I was following up with them for however long. This person joined my business because I just did a cold message reach out, or because I just finally presented the opportunity. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be able to say, oh, you know what? Picking up my phone and making that call, that's what helped that person. And then what happens is just like building the muscle, right? Your brain's going to go, well, last time you picked up the phone and made a call to somebody, they joined your business. So do that again. Because I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but so much of us keep doing things that are not helping us grow our business. Like, for example, I just saw somebody the other day, they were talking about TikTok, and they were like, I really like to consume on TikTok, but I don't like to produce, which is fine. I'm not telling you to like be a robot all the time. Consuming is fine. But if you're spending your whole day on TikTok and you're not producing, and then you're not happy with where your business is going, that's a tall tale, right? Like, it has to be, you have to start doing things that you know for a fact are growing your business. And maybe you don't know what those things are yet. So I have a little DMO checklist I'm going to give you towards the end that might help you say like, okay, these are the things that are working, right? But again, and I always equate things to working out because I like working out, and it's a way you can see results. If you wanted to see results in something, you would do it more. You wouldn't say, I want to become a better runner, but I'm not going to go outside and run it all. I'm just going to pray that I can become a better runner. Well, I pray that you become a better runner that way too. But that's probably why I don't run, because I don't like running. I'll lift weights all day. But and this is my thing about why I always say to you guys here, I'm very action driven and results driven. Working out for me, and especially I did a live on it the other day, I just had a little season where I kind of wasn't doing it consistently. And I was like, yeah, and I'm looking at my body and I know what I'm capable of. I started working out with my dad again this last weekend, and he's like, he's very hard on me. Okay, this is where I get my hard side from. He's like, I love you, but I've seen you in better shape before. And I was like, thanks. That's all I needed to hear. Duly noted. So when I start working out though, when I start seeing results, it's almost like I get addicted to doing it because I start seeing results. The same reason I go live, because when I go live and I have someone reach out about my business, my product, my opportunity, any of that, I know that works. Check. I'm doing it again. I'm not going to go, that live worked. Someone reached out to me about business, and now I'm going to go scroll TikTok or watch Netflix. That when something works for me, and try to train your brain to do the same way. That's why I really want to give you this checklist and some DMOs. When you start getting super committed to stuff, the confidence is just going to come. the confidence comes right behind it because you're so committed, because you know that you've created results from it. And to be honest, taking action is what really helps people become more confident. Whenever I've been in a rut in my business or a season, because y'all, we go through them, it just happens. If you're anything like Michigan, you see a different season every day. I'm going to tell you right now, the best way to get out of that is to take action. Anytime I'm feeling like, oh, stuff isn't going the way I'm going, not going to lie, sometimes I'll sit there and be like, wah, about it. Most of the time, I get my butt up, I get in my office, and I start doing something that I know creates results in my business. I take action because that helps me become more confident and it helps me become more committed. Because what happens? After a while, I'm going to see results if I'm keeping on the track and I'm doing stuff. If not, okay, there's something you can plan, do, and review. But I promise, if you are taking action towards your business and doing things, you are going to see results. Just like if you're working out 5 days a week and you're pumping out the weights, you're going to see results eventually. So what I'm going to give you here today is a little DMO thing. And I kind of want to explain to you what it is first before I show it to you. I'm going to share my screen and show it to you. Lord, my hands are dry. It's like, I live in Michigan, they're so dry. Okay. I want you to look at this though and decide on how much you can do or handle and commit. Okay. I don't want you to look at this and be like, I can't do any of this. Screw it. I'm not going to do it at all. Because I know that's how some people think. They think it's too much. You got to get started somewhere though. Okay. So maybe if you're just taking 2 to 3 a day and you're starting there, that is perfectly fine. We are all at different levels of business and life. So I don't want you to ever go like Sydnee goes live 5 days a week and I can't do that. So I quit. I never want you to do that because we all just have our own things and our own lives and things that we do. Some of us have small kids or some of us have older kids and no one's home and you have more time. Some of us work another job. Some of us do this full time. So really just work on you. Comparison is the thief of joy, okay, of everything. Do not compare yourself. Do not get in that lane. But I want to remind you, the biggest thing I have in my notes, and I love it because most people know how to lose weight. Most people know how to get better results in their business. Most people know how to have better relationships or do all those things, yet they don't do it. And why is that? Because it's not easy and it's not going to be easy. But if you want to see the results, you have to stay committed. Think about how many people you know, or maybe it's a spot where you're taking a little hard and you know it's on yourself, right? You know what you want to do, but do you do it to get there? Or do you just keep saying, this is what I want? So one of the things that I do, especially when I'm talking about, comparing yourself to other people, I that's why I want you to decide how much of this DMO you can handle when it comes to your social media, and then fully commit to it, to yourself. You can print this out. You can check it off. Like it's a little checklist for a week, but if you need to print it out and stick it on your wall so you can see it all the time, like I have a desktop, so I can't flip my computer around, but there are things I want and they're right here so that every morning when I come in my office, they slap me right in the face because that's what I want and I want to see them and I'm committed to seeing them and achieving them. But break up the productivity in this. Okay. So that's why I was saying, like, if you do this like me and you do it full time from home, but I have a 5-year-old. So most of the time I get up an hour earlier than everybody else to get my DMOs done. As soon as everybody's out the door, I have my time. That way, when Zane gets home at 3 o'clock, I can spend some time with him. I'm not feeling overwhelmed. What happens is most of the time people will sit around and I was going to say a different thing, but they'll sit around and they'll do nothing. And then hurry when their family gets home and they've got dinner going, they've got the kids, wanting to do stuff. They've got dishes in the sink, laundry to be done. And they're like, oh no, you know what? I got to go live. And you're overwhelming yourself. So sometimes you need to break down your productivity and see where you can actually commit to. And it might be waking up an hour earlier, y'all, but I don't feel like I'm having the conversation with people where I need to break down what you need to do. I feel like these are the type of people that are here because they know exactly what they need to do. They just need to get committed to doing it. So maybe it's an hour earlier. I love getting up an hour earlier before everybody. I love a nice peaceful house. No one's yelling that they need chocolate milk or something like that. That's my So I'm going to share this with you. And like I said, you can print it off or you can, use it here. I'm going to put it in the page, but I just kind of want to go over it with you and each step or whatever. And my advice to you, okay, this is my advice to you, is you can do these however you want. You can half-ass these or you can 10x these, but I'd recommend 10xing or maybe 5xing if that works for you. But again, like I tell this to so many people that join my business, like if you want to see results, you've got to do something a little bit different. If you are doing things at a 5x right now and you're not seeing the results you want, then you probably need to step it up a little more, step it up to a 10x. And again, I just feel like you guys are the people that I can have this conversation with, and you're not going to walk away from here going like, she's so mean. I love you and I care about you. And I know what every person here is capable of doing and capable of growing in their business. Sometimes you just need a little extra shove. I will shove you. Okay. Erin, can you, cause I can see your face. Can you give me a heads up that you can see that? Okay, cool. So I created this little Slayer social, again, because I think DMOs are super important. And if you don't know what a DMO is, it's just a practice or daily routine, especially when your days aren't as productive as normal. And it basically helps you create good habits and behaviors so that you're not wasting time. Okay. Because again, like I said, I know we work on social media, the most distracting place on the face of the planet. What can happen is, and this is a little productivity tip, when I'm doing my DMOs, I turn my phone on airplane mode. I turn my watch on airplane mode. I click off of Facebook, especially if it's stuff I don't need to be on Facebook doing, so that I can just solely focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. There are so many distractions, so many. And I like to set timers. So on some of these tasks, I'll set timers, because especially if it's like the engagement task, next thing you know, I'm like engaging with someone for like way too long, or I'm like 2 years down their timeline wondering how they had a baby with, you know what I mean? So set timers if you need to do that. Okay. But what I want to remind you is and again, don't compare yourself to anybody else here. Do what you know works best in your business first. I've got some that are highlighted or starred, and in my notes at the bottom, starred items are the ones I recommend that you do daily. But if some of these, for example, go live is something 100% works your business, highlight it or move it to the top of your list. You can create your own list too if you want to, but do the things like, what's that? Eat the frog. Do the hard things first. Do the hard things first, so that honestly too, you start creating that committed muscle in your body that's going, you know what? I absolutely hate doing lives. I need to do that first and just get it out of the way, because I'm really good at follow-up and I can do that later. That's honestly my thing. To me now, lives have just become so easy and so much a part of my DMOs, because it's something I just do. I eat the frog and I do it. So a couple of the things on here, yes. Okay. So I already need to eliminate my own distractions. That was in my notes, because y'all, I just feel like too, as entrepreneurs, most of us are ADHD. Okay. So eliminate all distractions when you're doing this DMO. First one is posting on your social media page. You don't have to do that every single day. I've said that before. Some posts and some things are going to live a little bit longer than others. Some lives. I had a live I did last week. It's still getting comments on it, even though I've done like 3 in between that. So it doesn't need to be something that you stress out about. But if at the end of the week on Saturday, you're looking at this and you've got no checks for the whole week, you haven't posted all week, that might be when you need to go like, oh, next week I probably need to like at least get 2 or 3. Maybe highlight the days that you want to do. You want to do a motivational Monday, or you want to do a wellness Wednesday, or you want to do a Friday night live. Highlight it so it makes it easy and doable for you. But this is something too, when I've done this before with our team. When I gave this out before, lots of people came back and said, holy crap, I don't do all the stuff that I need to be doing during the week, or I'm taking the easy route and I'm not doing the things that's why I starred the things that I recommend doing daily, because I know those things are probably the harder things for people, but are the things that are going to help them grow. Use your post on another platform. Again, doesn't need to be done daily. It can be done with your post that you're already doing. So if you're making that post on Monday, repurpose it. I promise you guys, people are sleeping on how easy it is to repurpose things. There's a new website out. It's called repurpose.io. I'm going to find out the real one, but it helps you like break down and edit your stuff. But I promise you, it is so easy. If you make a post on Facebook, copy, paste, put it on Instagram. If you make a TikTok, save it, put it on Instagram Reels. Like, people are just overwhelming themselves thinking that they don't know how to do it. It is that easy though. And if you don't, I want you to go into the Hustle and Slay page and say, hey, I need more content. I need more training on how to repurpose, and I will direct that because I want to know how I can help grow and where everybody's at. So if that's something you don't know how to do not be scared. I'm sure there's a bunch of other people who are in the same boat. I can help you do that. Checking your messages and responding, okay? Because I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. I like to check my messages and sometimes I forget to respond. Or Zane opens them in the car and never tells me. And then 3 days later, I see someone like asking for more information. I'm like, So that's a thing on my daily list is sometimes check your messages and respond. Again, we all have different lives. You might be busy doing dishes, laundry, working your other job. So I personally like to check messages and respond in the morning. You might be a night person. I know some people are different. One lady on our team, I remember she used to say she liked to do it in like the middle of the night. So it'd be the first thing they see in the morning. You never know though, what's going to work best for you if you don't start doing something and start having a routine with it. So personally, I like to do it in the morning, but checking your messages and responding, adding value in groups. I should like you can have like a little thing on your wall that says groups. And I always stress to go through your groups every couple months. I just went through them the other day and there was a bunch that were archived. Get out of those. Archived means that they're paused right now and it's just swallowing up your algorithm. But if you can go in, like I went into a boy mom one yesterday and I posted, hey, I love my kid growing up. It's like one of my favorite things to watch. But if he asked me how to spell another word today, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, does anyone else agree? Comments, all things. One lady said she told her kid to start asking Alexa. But that's a great way for me to go back today and comment back to all those people and add some people and connect with some people. That is a great way. I promise you 99% of the people that I meet on social media. Oh my goodness, Lisa, I didn't say social Mexican. 99% of the people that I meet on social media and connect with in my business, or they become a customer, are people that I've met in groups. I don't know why, but they just seem to be more supportive than some of the people that I know for my whole life, right? So add value in groups. And again, if you've got to figure that out, join groups. And this is what I stress to everybody, join groups that do not have anything to do right now with business network marketing, like things that you have hobbies about. I'm in a lot of boy mom groups. Erin could do the same. Kristen could do the same. Jojo, I'm sure, is in some grandma groups. Shar could join some gardening groups, some outdoor groups, some grandma groups too. Like everybody has qualities about themselves. You're just not equating them to groups. There's a group about everything. I've said this before, but there's a group that I'm in and it's boys born on December 5th, 2016. So it's a whole group of every boy who was born on December 5th, 2016. And we all just chat in there. So there's a group on everything. And if there's not, you could create your own. I know there's a couple people in this group that are working on that themselves. Checking in on your teammates. I think this is huge and valuable because sometimes it's important to just check and see where they're at, especially if you haven't seen them on social media lately. Just do a little checkup. I love, and if you're on my team, you probably know I've sent you a text before saying, hey, I'm just super grateful for you. What's new with you and your family? I think that's important. It doesn't need to be done every day though. It's more of a like here and there thing, but especially if, maybe some of this stuff, if your team is not on here, you take back to them because maybe they just need a solid DMO on social media. Maybe that's why they're not showing up enough because they don't know what to say or do. So they just disappear because they don't have that. Remember, you can always share out this podcast, this live, this Zoom. All of this stuff is for you to share with you and your team. Type in keywords for follow-up. I posted this in the Hustle and Slay page the other day, and maybe you didn't see it. So one of the things that I do, I don't do it daily. I usually do my follow-ups on like Fridays or Saturdays. I personally like to do them on the weekend because it's a little less hectic at my house. But if you go to your messages, I do it reasonably on my phone. You know how there's that little search bar where you could type in like Erin Jarrell? Instead of typing in a name, type in a word that you use often when you're talking to someone or reaching out. Business, opportunity, sample, whatever it is. It will bring up every single conversation that you've had ever on Facebook where you mentioned that word. So it's a great tool for follow-up. And again, it doesn't need to be done every day, but maybe when you're doing your big follow-up where you're going through once a week and you're just trying to follow up with everybody that you talk to about being a customer or sale, discount, right? And those are great because even if someone said yes 6 months ago and they haven't, maybe it was maybe you forgot to go back and follow up with them. You can just easily be like, hey, it's honestly, I always go back and just say, hey, it's my bad. Life got a little crazy, this, and that. Would you still be interested in hearing about this or trying this or doing this, right? Adding new friends daily. I've been on a spree right now and I don't want to jinx it. So everybody knock on wood for me. But I've been adding like anywhere from 25 to 50 people a day. I don't know what the ratio is to going to jail anymore. So just be careful. Don't do it too fast. I always go and look at someone's page. It's important to me that they're active. So if they haven't posted in like 6 months to a year, I don't usually request them because I'm definitely looking for people who are to join my business that are similar to me that show up. I look for people that are positive. So if I come to their page and they posted, something political that's got a bunch of drama, not for me. So do take a second and check their page out. Okay. But adding new friends is something that is huge for growing your social media, growing your influence, growing your marketing, because if not, you're just showing the same movie to the same people who watched it a million times. And then there's people like me who are just get up because they've already seen this movie and leave. We don't want that. So adding new friends to your network should just be something like, if you add two things that I should probably move them up. I'll move them up actually. Adding new friends and adding value in groups are two things that should be moved up to the top when it comes to growing on social media. The one that's going to make everyone cringe, go live. 2 stars by that because it's highly recommended that you do. Only because videos are going to be the end all be all. Like they are just going to be what stays here forever. I can attest to this because I've been going live consistently for about 4 years. And anytime I make a post and I'm just writing stuff, it never gets as much engagement as a regular live would. And even if I'm going on and I'm talking about, and I gave live video ideas in the Hustle and Slay group. I gave about, I think there was like between 30 and 50. But just remember, you can always inspire action. Go on there and do an ask me anything about my business. It does not matter detach yourself from those emotions, okay? It does not matter how many people are there, how many people are commenting, any of that stuff. It just matters that you're doing it. You're building that muscle. You're staying committed to what you know will work for you and your business. And some of this stuff too, if you haven't seen that live thing I threw in there, but there's things that are important, call to actions, creating engagement with people so that more people see it. But if you've done lives before and you've gotten something out of them, then you already know it works, right? So I'm going to move that one up too. All right, next one is posting your stories, which I think is super important. If you can work on showing your face in your stories at least once a day, something simple. You could do a motivational quote every morning. Just say, hey, quote of the day or tip of the day, whatever, right? But I think it's important, especially as you're adding new people to your network. If I add you and I come to your stories and it's just like your cat all the time, I'm kind of like, wait, what's going on? Who did I add? Is there a cat on Facebook? Jokingly, but I've seen that many times before. Or people that you add them and then you go to their stories and it's just all graphics from their company. I don't know about you guys, but those are usually people that I'm like, oh, great, here we go. I think I got pitched like 4 times yesterday for stuff. It was pretty incredible. I'm not really sure why yesterday out of all days, and I went to all those people's pages and it was just like, ba, 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 ba on their stories. And I was like, it doesn't work as well as it used to. And if you want to try it out and find out, I promise you that's the truth. You can get more creative. If there's a sale in your company, use a picture of yourself or use a video of yourself and put the sale graphic like in the bottom or put a poll, like get creative. You don't need to use all of those company graphics, even if they're great. I know some companies are incredible. You don't need to use them. Check your numbers and goals towards where you're at. I know that's something Jess has taught me in my business for a long time, but if you're not focused on where you're going and seeing where you're at, it's huge. I recommend doing it daily. I don't have a star next to that. I recommend doing it daily because especially if you're trying to meet a goal by month's end, then you need to be doing math, right? You need to be saying, oh, I need to help this person get there. I need to go get a couple more people started here so I can get there. Just something important. I know it's not necessarily towards your social, but it might help you get a little bit more committed to the goal. You might be going, oh my gosh, my sales haven't changed in 3 days. I need to go live and sell. I need to go live and talk about my business. I don't know about you guys, it helps like a little bit of salt in the wound, helps push me a little bit further. So checking your numbers and / where you are towards your goals. Engaging with 10 people. I put the 3, 10, 15. That's just a little method I use 3 times a day for 10 minutes, engage with 15 people. But I have 10 here. So whatever works best for you though. Okay. Engaging with people is super important. You want to be in their notifications. You want them seeing, hey, Kathleen just liked this photo. Kathleen just commented on this photo. Kathleen engaged with your story. That's how they see you. When you are on their stuff, they're going to get those little notifications saying, hey, this person is liking my stuff. Hey, this person. And again, it's like Gary Vee says, jab, jab, hook, give, take. You can't just be out here trying to sell to people that you're not even like looking at their stuff. You can't be out here just trying to ask for sales all the time and you're not really genuinely liking or loving or even getting to know some people. And y'all know me, I'm the cold message queen. So I don't spend a ton of time building relationships with people, but I do consistently engage so that I don't just look like a robot. And last but not least is follow up. I've got that on there daily because not just keyword following up, but just following up in general. And what I mean by that is maybe you are going back to your lives and you're messaging people who are interested. One thing that I really love to do when it comes to follow up is when I go live or when I make a post and I put on there, you know, whatever, and someone just says, oh, I love this live, or thanks for sharing. I always send a message and say, hey, thank you so much for showing love on my live. What's new with you? It's just a little sneaky link, if you will, how I get into their personal message, just thanking people for supporting me, thanking people for liking my posts. So even if someone comes out and they like my post and they don't say anything, best believe I'm going to be in your messenger and I'm going to be like, hey, Erin, thanks for liking my post. What's new with you? It's a great way to gauge where that person's at too, because then if they go, you know what, you're so welcome. I'm just working a lot. I hate my life. Boom. I'm pretty sure everyone here has a solution to help somebody with working a lot and hating their lives, right? So it's a very easy way to start a conversation, to break the ice, if you will. So follow-up can be a lot of different things. And that's why I did the keyword and the regular follow-up a little bit different, because I want you to go back and follow up on your social media. So many of us make posts, make lives, and then we never go back to anybody who said anything on there. And that's a part of follow-up. So it's okay, Jojo. We can plan, do, review, Sista. That's what it's about. I know I'm about 5 minutes over, so thanks for hanging out. There was a lot. I'm going to post that graphic in the Hustle and Slay page so that you can use it, highlight it. Again, let me know what works best for you if you've got to shift some things around. But the DMO is really to just help you become more committed, because after you become more committed, you're going to become more confident no matter what. Okay. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys next time.